Hello everybody, good afternoon. In this very small video, I'll be talking about around 14 or 14 questions from last 2 years papers of NET and JRF exam related to cultural studies only. As you all know that cultural studies has really created a problem to the students because it is not in the curriculum of most of the universities around, and it is a quite eclectic topic, in which there are so many different writers are studied. Though the term cultural studies and cultural theories, theory, it's a matter of debate. Some people say that it has less theory and it is more a practical approach, and some critics have said that it is only the study of culture, in which they have started defining culture from different perspectives. Let me start this video outright with the kind of questions. So in 2018, I think December, question number 4 was there. There was a question which was asked from Raymond Williams' book, Culture and Society. So I'm simply giving you a hint that how important these questions are, and how you people can get hint from these questions, so that you can prepare yourself for the 10 questions which you will find there in the exam. So Raymond Williams is a big name in Britain as per cultural studies, as a topic concerned. So his book Culture and Society, they gave you 3 or 4 books they gave, and out of the question was asked like which one is written by Raymond Williams. Second question, question number 6 in the same paper, there they have asked a question like structures of feeling. Who used this term? So structures of feeling is a term used by Raymond Williams. Structures of feeling, when he is defining culture, he has used this term. So in my videos on cultural studies, so far I have uploaded 9 videos, particularly on, there are 3 audios and 6 videos on different writer. But every single video and audio is uploaded with a particular aim, so that students can read them thoroughly. So there I have discussed this question also. Then in the same paper, question number 35 is there. There they have asked a question that Gramsci's term for cultural consensus supporting capitalism. As you all know that Gramsci has used the term hegemony, and if you find my video I have uploaded particularly for Gramsci, on Gramsci, the Gramsci's term for cultural consensus supporting capitalism. So that they have asked us a name, and its answer is hegemony. Cultural consensus means public, it is considered that there is no power in public, but then the people in the power, they in such a way put ideology in front of the subject that they help the people in power. So this is called a kind of hegemony. Question number 41 in the same paper, in which they used a sentence: culture is ordinary. That is the first fact. I repeat, culture is ordinary. That is the first fact. And the question is that it is a sentence taken from whose book? So again, this is a sentence taken from Raymond Williams' book. There was a book in which he collected certain essays, and the name of the book was Resources of Hope. Its subtitle is Culture, Democracy and Socialism. So if you listen to my audio that I have uploaded on my YouTube channel, there is a particular audio for Raymond Williams, and in this I have talked about this book also. So next question is from the same paper, question number 47. Write a description of the term cultural materialism. I know that cultural materialism is related to Marxism, but as I told you that the term, wherever the term culture comes, it comes in the gamut of in the category of cultural studies. So they have asked us a question that write description of the term cultural materialism, and then they gave us 4 sentences. The correct answer is the material effect that culture has in wider social life. That is cultural materialism. Now, friends, I would like to say that don't get scared of these questions, because if you listen to my audios and videos, and you can join my online course also. It's a tailor-made course. Suppose you are very good, in all the nine units of this paper, and just you want to have coaching for cultural studies, you can come, you can join us. I'll prepare you for this particular section also, because they have been asking us very small and important things, which once you go through the different writers, you need not to read more than 30 writers, to clear this particular section. So next question in the same paper is 54 number, that is Ziauddin Sardar's concept of institutionalization. They have asked us a question that, as you know, that there is a particular video of mine on Ziauddin Sardar also. Ziauddin Sardar is from Pakistan, and he is a diaspora there in England, and he has talked about, he was very much instrumental there in the establishment of a magazine on culture. And Ziauddin Sardar has said that culture was not a subject to be taught in universities, but then later on it was institutionalized when it was made a part of curriculum. It was canonized. So there the word institutionalization is used. Then comes the question number 78 in the same paper. They have given us a whole long sentence. I read it for you. I have observed with growing anxiety the career of this word culture during the past 6 or 7 years. We may find it natural and significant that during a period of unparalleled destructiveness, this word should come to have an important role. Then they ask us a question by giving us 4 writers, that who has used this sentence in which book. So the first option is from F.R. Lewis. I'm reading options also in this question, because those who want to prepare seriously should know that the options are also important, because from options also we can get the hint. F.R. Lewis' book Mass, Civilization and Minority Culture. Second is T.S. Eliot, his book Notes Towards the Definition of Culture. Third is Raymond Williams, Culture and Society. Fourth is Stuart Hall, Cultural Representations and Signifying Practices. So friends, his answer is T.S. Eliot, because destructive. I give you a hint like why the answer is T.S. Eliot only, because in the whole long sentence, the writer has given us a term, unparalleled destructiveness. Now this unparalleled destructiveness came in the lifetime of T.S. Eliot. All the other writers, F.R. Lewis also talked about that, but F.R. Lewis did not talk about, he talked about tradition, he did not talk about culture. So F.R. Lewis is not the answer. And Raymond Williams and Stuart Hall, they wrote, post-World War. They were post-bellum writers. We call them the writers after World War are called post-bellum writers. So they did not witness the kind of destructiveness. So T.S. Eliot is the answer. And I've also given you like how to approach the answers of the options. Next question is question number 18 from the same. Now you just imagine that they have been asking many questions, in at least 9-10 questions they have been asking us in a single paper regarding cultural studies. Question number 18 from the same paper. Which writer applied the term cultural poetics to his own critical contribution to make literature and arts as part of social practice? Then they have given us 4 options: Stephen Greenblatt, Mikhail Bakhtin, Jonathan Dollimer, and Raymond Williams. And its answer is answer number 1. Now why? I repeat the question for you. Which writer applied the term cultural poetics to his own critical contribution to make literature and arts as part of social practice? Friends, if you know about Mikhail Bakhtin is a Russian writer, and he has talked about carnivalesque, theory of carnivalesque. Jonathan Dollimer does not talk about this, and Raymond Williams has talked about literature, but he has talked about culture, but he has not taken literature into consideration. So its answer is Stephen Greenblatt. Stephen Greenblatt belongs to New Historicism. I have uploaded a video on the new historicism also. Try to watch it. If you find the language tough there, you can ask me. I will make an easy version also in which I can explain new historicism in Hindi as well. Now I'm giving you questions from December 2019. Question number 2 from that paper. Which cultural analyst has combined the study of different dimensions of youth culture with commentary on developments in cultural theory and poetics? It's a very important question because there are 2 3 writers who have contributed in the study of the youth culture. But here there are 4 writers given as options. And this question is very easy because the first option is Angela McRobbie, Donna Haraway, Linda Hutcheon, and Julia Kristeva. Friends, you all know that Donna Haraway, the second option is not correct because Donna Haraway is a writer who is remembered for the concept of cyborg. So she's not. This is not the option. Linda Hutcheon. Linda Hutcheon is important. She's a postmodern writer who has written on irony. So this writer. So even if you are too much, you join our courses, and I'll make you very much competent in all these kind of things because most of the time there are 3 sections included in our courses. A course of Net Now. First is. As you all know that different 4 units are about literature, but the rest of the things, criticism and theory, it has been given a much stress in recent years. So and I know, and you also know that in our colleges and universities these things have not been given much stress. So join our course, will certainly help you out in that. Donna Haraway is not famous for that, as I told you that she is famous for the concept of cyborg. Linda Hutcheon is famous for irony, and she's a postmodern writer. Julia Kristeva is a feminist, you all know that, from France. So the answer is Angela McRobbie. Angela McRobbie is a special writer. I'm about to upload a video on Angela McRobbie because she's a professor. So she has only researched on this youth culture. She has not contributed much, but I consider this an easy question, though the writings of Angela McRobbie are not available. So as such, it is a tough writer. But from opting the answer from the options, that is easier for any student who knows about Donna Haraway, Linda Hutcheon, and Julia Kristeva. Question number 37 from the same paper. Foucault. You all know about Michel Foucault, French writer. Foucault's views on knowledge, which is not metaphysical or transcendental, not pure or neutral, but is always from a point of view. Now, I have read the whole statement in front of you, and actually they asked us a question like which is not metaphysical out of the 4 options, which is not the metaphysical, transcendental, or pure or neutral, but is always from a point of view. Who has said this about knowledge? Everybody knows that Michel Foucault. I have uploaded a video on postmodern feminism. You can watch that. There you will come to know, because I have spoken in that video also about Foucault. Foucault says that knowledge is not only what we get, it is also a question. It should be questioned. It is something which is not should be not taken as a given. We should ask ourselves question. We should be contrapuntal in our reading. Contrapuntal is a term given by Edward Said in Orientalism. Then he says that whatever is shown to you, whatever is given to you as a product, you should start training your mind so that you can question. So this question is again very important because you can consider this question from postmodern point of view also. I have also uploaded a video on postmodernism. Try to listen to it, try to understand it, watch it 2 times, because in some of my videos I have not tampered with the literary language. I have used appropriate language so that students can be familiar with the literary jargon, so that when they read the kind of questions, ये बात मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ, as you all know that they are not going to give you questions in Hindi. They are going to give you questions in the language which is mostly tough. अभी ज़्यादातर क्या हो रहा है कि students consider that teacher important के अरे ये हमें हिंदी में और या easy language में कोई चीज़ समझा रहा है. But easy language is important to understand the concept. बट कॉन्सेप्ट ही क्लियर हो जाएगा, लेकिन अगर वोकैबुलरी हाई नहीं है, इफ यू आर नॉट अवेयर अबाउट द लिटरेरी जार्गन, देन आई I have some doubt that you won't be able to understand the question there. अभी यही क्वेश्चन एक बार समझ में कई बच्चों को नहीं आता है. That I read it for you again. Foucault's views on knowledge. क्या है वो views? वो है which is not metaphysical. मतलब knowledge कोई metaphysical चीज़ नहीं है. Metaphysical का मतलब है beyond our approach. ऐसी कोई चीज़ नहीं है knowledge. कोई ट्रांसेंडेंटल नहीं है, कोई गॉड गिवन चीज़ नहीं है. नॉट प्योर और न्यूट्रल, ना वो प्योर है ना ही वो न्यूट्रल है. न्यूट्रल मतलब कि वो किसी के बारे में, बिकॉज नॉलेज इज प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय पीपल एंड पीपल हैव देयर डिफरेंट आइडियोलॉजी. तो देयर इज ऑलवेज सम इफेक्ट इन वॉट एवर दे से. जैसे मैं कुछ बात कर रहा हूँ तो मेरी क्लास मतलब जिस बैकग्राउंड से मैं आता हूँ, जैसे मैं ब्राह्मण हूँ, तो आई एम ऑलवेज अगेंस्ट एनीथिंग वेयर ब्राह्मण्स आर नॉट गिवन इम्पोर्टेंस. तो मेरी जो नॉलेज होगी वो कैन बी पुट अ क्वेश्चन मार्क ऑन. इसका मतलब है कि नॉलेज इज, बट पहले क्या माना जाता था कि नॉलेज इज गॉड गिवन, ट्रांसेंडेंटल, मेटाफिजिकल, it is neutral, we cannot question whatever is given to us, we cannot ask a question. So ये question मुझे बहुत important लगा. Question number 14. Who among the following theorists believes that the proliferation of television images is producing a cultural condition akin to historical amnesia? अब ये क्वेश्चन टफ है क्योंकि दिस स्टेटमेंट इज टेकिंग इनटू कंसिडरेशन टेलीविजन इमेजेस, एंड टेलीविजन इमेजेस में फ्रेडरिक जेमसन की स्टडी है. दे हैव गिवन अस 4 ऑप्शंस: जीन बॉडिला, इहाब हसन, डैनियल बेल, एंड द थर्ड ऑप्शन इज फ्रेडरिक जेमसन. सो आंसर इज फ्रेडरिक जेमसन. Question number 59. Which two concepts developed by the French sociologist Pierre Bourdieu, Pierre Pierre Bourdieu, have become increasingly influential in cultural studies? I am about to make a video on Pierre Bourdieu. बच्चों, इस राइटर को, ही इज अ सोशियोलॉजिस्ट एक्चुअली, बट एज आई टोल्ड यू इन द वेरी बिगनिंग ऑफ दिस वीडियो दैट कल्चरल स्टडीज और कल्चरल थ्योरी इज अ टॉपिक. वट एवर नंबर ऑफ बुक्स आई हैव ऑन कल्चरल स्टडीज एंड आई हैव बीन रीडिंग देम फॉर लास्ट मैनी ईयर्स, आई हैव कम अक्रॉस नॉलेज इतनी बढ़ गई है कि पूछो मत, क्योंकि एवरी टाइम यू हैव टू रीड डिफरेंट राइटर्स सो दैट you can relate them as a teacher, so that you can teach in a proper manner. So there is a new name for you, Pierre Bourdieu. They have asked us like इनका कौन सा कॉन्सेप्ट है जो उन्होंने डेवलप किया. देयर आर 4 ऑप्शंस. डिससेमिनेशन. अब आप सबको मालूम है कि डिससेमिनेशन का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है वो डेरिडा का दिया हुआ है. गाइनेसिस इनका कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है. कल्चरल कैपिटल एंड हैबिटस. तो कल्चरल कैपिटल भी इन्हीं का दिया हुआ टर्म है और हैबिटस भी इन्हीं का दिया हुआ टर्म है. नाउ दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर मी टू एक्सप्लेन दीज 2 terms here, but answer is C and D combined. Cultural capital and habitus. Go and Google them. If you don't understand them, you can ask me in the comment section. I will make a very small videos. A video of 5 minutes also I can make for the benefit of my students. Then there is a concept, there is a question of 64 number. It is a question on assertion and reason kind of category. Assertion में दिया है cultural studies is simply the study of culture as a discrete entity divorced from its social and political context. मैं फिर से पढ़ता हूँ कि cultural studies is simply the study of culture as a discrete entity divorced from its social and political context. ये स्टेटमेंट है. इसका रीजन दिया है. मैं पहले बता दूं कि स्टेटमेंट गलत है, क्योंकि कल्चरल स्टडीज इज अ स्टडी ऑफ कल्चर which is divorced from social and political context. It is not possible, because in culture we also consider politics, we also consider the effects of social aspects. इसका मतलब है दिस इज फॉल्स. रीजनिंग में दिया है, दे हैव गिवन अस इन द रीजनिंग, कल्चरल स्टडीज एम टू अंडरस्टैंड कल्चर इन ऑल इट्स कॉम्प्लेक्स फॉर्म्स एंड टू एनालाइज द सोशल एंड पॉलिटिकल कॉन्टेक्स्ट विद इन विच इट मैनिफेस्ट्स इटसेल्फ. आई रीड, I read again. Cultural studies aim to understand culture in all its complex forms and to analyze the social and political context within which it manifests itself. This is true. So, if you read it carefully, you can answer that which one is true, which one is false, that kind of question. So, I have explained in the first section, they have given that culture is away from social and political aspects. In the second, they say that it is a complex form in which social and political things are considered. So, obviously, the first is wrong and the second is right. And the last question is question number 82 in the same paper. Key figure in the development of British cultural studies are. अब मैंने जो 9 वीडियोस अपलोड किए हैं, I have uploaded 9 videos on cultural studies, 9 or 10 I think. And you all know that Richard Hoggart, Raymond Williams and Stuart Hall. I have videos on all these 3 writers. And you all know these are the 3 important figures, which are, these writers are important in establishing that the contemporary Center for Contemporary Cultural Studies, CCCS. So Richard Hoggart, is important because he's the part. Raymond Williams is the part, and Stuart Hall is also the part. But fourth option is Lawrence Grossberg. Now Lawrence Grossberg is not the part of cultural studies, so the answer is A, B, C. So friends, I just did a very small effort so that I can give you these questions. And in my next video, I'll be talking about 4 or 5 books about cultural studies because many students are asking me like which are the important books, but these are the texts actually. Most of the students because these are very costly texts, and even the PDFs are not available. These texts are only available in the books of some standard libraries. So you can do one thing. Those who are interested in studying about cultural studies, they can join me because whatever investment I have done on my books, through that I can give you help. That's it. Thank you very much.